Life in your hands means understanding that every single decision you make is shaping the story of your existence. From the moment you wake up to the second you close your eyes, countless choices are silently molding your destiny. Most people think circumstances or luck define them, but in reality, it is the courage, discipline, and responsibility within that decide how far one can go. Imagine your life as a blank canvas, and your decisions are the brush strokes that form the masterpiece. Some strokes will be bold, others uncertain, but they all contribute to the bigger picture. When you truly embrace that life is not happening to you but being created by you, you unlock a powerful realization: you are not a victim of chance. You are the architect of your future. This understanding pushes you to stop blaming, stop waiting, and stop doubting, because the responsibility is already in your grip. Life is in your hands, and your hands are stronger than you think. 2. Many people waste years believing they must wait for the right moment, the right support, or the perfect opportunity. The truth is, life never presents perfection, it presents possibilities, and it is your responsibility to transform them into reality. The power you need is not in external conditions but within your mindset. If you choose fear, hesitation, and doubt, life will shrink and suffocate you. If you choose courage, action, and determination, life will expand and reward you. Think of how many dreams are buried because people waited for circumstances to change instead of changing themselves. Every morning when you open your eyes, you hold an unseen weapon, the power of choice. That choice determines whether today becomes another wasted day or a step toward the life you desire. Life is in your hands, and your decisions today echo into the eternity of your tomorrow. 3. When you realize life is in your hands, you stop being controlled by excuses. Excuses are comforting lies that protect you from facing discomfort, but they are also chains that keep you from freedom. You might say you were born in the wrong place, lacked resources, or had no support, but history is full of individuals who came from nothing and built everything. What separated them from the rest was not money, not connections, but the burning refusal to let circumstances dictate their story. They chose persistence where others chose surrender. They chose resilience where others chose complaint. You too carry that power, but it activates only when you accept complete responsibility for where you are and where you want to go. The moment you stop pointing fingers and start looking at your own hands, you realize they are not empty, they carry the strength to rebuild, reshape, and rise. 4. Life in your hands also means mastering your thoughts, because every action begins in the mind. What you feed your mind becomes the fuel of your life. If you constantly consume negativity, your vision will blur, your energy will weaken, and your hope will collapse. But if you discipline yourself to focus on possibility, growth, and gratitude, your entire perspective shifts. Success is never built only by effort, it is built by mindset. If you believe you can, you act with confidence, and if you act with confidence, you create momentum. Momentum becomes progress, and progress becomes transformation. The hands may shape the outside world, but the mind guides them. Therefore, protecting your thoughts is equal to protecting your future. Remember, life is not just happening out there, it is being written in your inner world first, then reflected in your outer reality. 5. One of the greatest truths about having life in your hands is that time is your most precious material. Unlike money or possessions, time can never be regained once wasted. Every second you spend drifting in distraction or procrastination is a piece of your life slipping through your fingers. Imagine if you lived with the awareness that each moment is shaping your story. How carefully would you use your hours? Greatness is not built in giant leaps but in daily dedication, small disciplined acts repeated over time. That book you read today, that workout you push through, that new skill you practice, all are investments into the person you are becoming. If you waste today, You are not just wasting hours, you are delaying your own potential. Your time is in your hands, and with it, the power to turn dreams into reality is closer than you think. 6. Having life in your hands also means embracing failure as part of the journey. Too many people see failure as the end, when in truth, it is only a lesson written in painful ink. Failure is not your enemy. Fear of failure is. When you fall, the question is not whether you will rise, it is how quickly you choose to rise and what you learn when you stand. Every successful person you admire has a library of failures behind their victories. They learned, they adjusted, and they tried again. If you reject failure, you also reject growth. Remember, hands are not just for building, they are for catching yourself when you stumble and lifting yourself when you fall. Life will test you, but the power to overcome is always within your grip. Each setback is shaping your strength, preparing you for greater victories ahead. 7. Life in your hands also means serving others with the strength you hold. True fulfillment does not come from only achieving personal goals but from lifting others along the way. Your journey is not just about what you gain, but about what you give. Every act of kindness, every encouragement, every time you extend a hand to someone in need, you strengthen the impact of your own existence. People will forget your possessions, your titles, and even your achievements, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Your hands are not only tools for building your life, they are bridges that connect you to humanity. The more value you create for others, the more meaningful your own life becomes. In serving, you do not lose, you multiply. And when you leave this world, it will be your contribution, not your consumption, that defines your legacy. 8. Ultimately, life in your hands is a declaration of responsibility, power, and purpose. It is the courage to look at yourself in the mirror and say, "No one else will shape my destiny but me." It is the decision to rise when it is easier to rest, to fight when it is tempting to surrender, to create when it is safer to complain. Life does not hand out guarantees, but it does hand out opportunity assets, and they belong to those willing to act. The question is not whether you have the power, but whether you are willing to use it. Your hands are the tools, your mind is the guide, your time is the currency, and your choices are the architects of your destiny. The canvas of your life is waiting, and every stroke begins with you. Life is in your hands, and what masterpiece will you create?